touch me.
David W. Stansfield, David Alter, or David London, whichever name he truly goes by, is a 61-year-old man with a bizarre and unnerving online persona. His unsettling behavior includes dressing up as a schoolboy, complete with eerie white makeup, and sharing deeply odd content on his infamous Instagram handle, Smartschoolboy9. The account is notorious for posting cryptic, unsettling videos and photos featuring young children and schoolgirls, leaving viewers both confused and creeped out. His primary online character is that of Myles, a school-going kid. Numerous videos show him embodying this persona in the most unsettling ways imaginable. Take this clip for instance.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And here's another one where he clicks his tongue and pretends to be at school. Some of these videos are so deeply disturbing they make your skin crawl. They force you to question his motives. Is he mentally unwell? Or is this a deliberate attempt to pose as a child for something far more sinister? Earlier this year, a Reddit user uncovered a web of strange Instagram accounts, all pretending to be school-going children with an odd fixation on patent leather high-heeled boots. This revelation sparked widespread discussions, opening a rabbit hole that has yet to be fully explored. The mystery surrounding Smartschoolboy9 is as perplexing as it is unnerving, remaining unsolved to this day. Despite countless videos dissecting this Horrorcow's antics and online theories attempting to decode his saga, confusion about his true intentions persists. In today's video, we'll dive headfirst into the disturbing lore of Smartschoolboy9, unraveling the twisted layers of his story and uncovering every detail of this chilling mystery. Who is Smartschoolboy9? Smartschoolboy9 is a notorious Instagram handle run by a 61-year-old man allegedly named David Alter. He goes by various identities, online personas, and web surnames including David London, Stephanie Veronica Stansfield, and Myles. While no one is 100% certain of his true identity, we'll refer to him as David throughout this video, as it is his most common alleged name. So David was born in December 1962 in Camberwell, a southern neighborhood in London. But his mother and father were of black descent and very religious people. David also had an elder brother named John and a younger sister named Ingrid. This family of 5 people mainly resided in Lambeth together until David's parents separated in 1989. During this time, David attended Stockwell Manor School, where he was allegedly bullied and berated by his teachers. We're not sure if David attended any university or college after school, but it's most likely he did not receive any tertiary education. From 1980 to 1996, David lived in various places, including Morford, Streatham, and Kennington. In Doncaster, he started going by his pseudonym David Alter full-time, and this is where this story starts getting creepier. It's evident that David was still stuck in his schoolboy era and wanted to live out his fantasies in a frightening fashion. Every day he would wake up, put on a ton of horrible makeup, don a vintage schoolboy outfit, and start sulking around the streets. Soon, people from Doncaster started noticing him and calling him weird names, including the Gray Man or the Clown Monkey Man. Here is a post from an individual who saw David dressed as a schoolboy playing in a park in Doncaster. While David had a frightening and mysterious air about him, nobody in Doncaster thought he was a vile individual. People regarded him as an unhinged person, and children were scared of him, but he was not actually harming anybody. However, in 2004, an incident happened that landed David right in the front of the judge. A 15-year-old girl named Keely Pert reported to the police that David had allegedly streets. A post surfaced on a Doncaster community group asking if people had seen a clown-like man roaming the streets in a school uniform. Beneath this post, Keely herself commented, recalling the incident of her. There was a court trial on this matter that concluded that David was not mentally fit and should not face severe legal consequences. Some years later, an individual also personally reached out to Keeley in the hope of gathering more information about David. Now, after this incident, the reports on public sightings of David somehow tapered off, and he disappeared from the scene for quite some time. Reports suggest that he left Doncaster after this incident and moved to Brixton in southern London. We can't pinpoint exactly when he started using social media, but he created a Facebook account named David London in 2015. On this account, he posted random rants and music videos, but nothing of significant importance. During 2018, he also created numerous Instagram accounts under different aliases, all pretending to be school-going children. One similarity between all of these accounts was the user's obsession with patent leather boots and cryptographic editing. Please note that all of these accounts are now deleted, and all we have is archived content from these mysterious handles. Nearly 8 months ago, a user on Reddit pointed out these accounts, highlighting the similarity between them. The user shared a series of screenshots from various Instagram accounts, exposing a bizarre trend. It quickly became apparent that these accounts were being run by adults, awkwardly attempting to pass themselves off as school-going children through poorly executed editing. This revelation started an active investigation, ultimately unraveling a twisted rabbit hole of deception and mystery. So, the first account that caught the public's eye belonged to a 13-year-old girl named Stephanie. This girl was obsessed with high-heeled boots and fashion. The photos and videos on this account definitely did not belong to any 13-year-old kid, as they were heavily edited and very creepy. All of the pictures of the girl had big, pouty red lips, a white face, and creepy legs. Apparently, the girl was so obsessed with mini high-heeled boots that she even wrote poems about it. There was also this very creepy video declaring that she is 13 and busy with schoolwork.
I'm Stephanie. 13. She was schoolwork.
There were also other accounts under the alias Stephanie Veronica Stansfield that kept posting weird montages, videos, and clips showcasing an AI-generated 13-year-old girl going about her life. Another account with eerily similar content was TruthSticks11. The bio claimed it was run by a degree-educated mother managing the account on behalf of her school-going son. At first glance, it seemed like a concerned parent's harmless endeavor, but a closer inspection of the posts revealed a far more unsettling narrative. One of the very first posts on this account was on October 3rd, 2021, where the mother was exposing a child predator. She posted a screenshot of an Instagram account that was allegedly being run by an adult posing as a boy to get closer to children.
A man pretending to be a boy.
The mother posted various other screenshots of fake accounts from time to time, claiming that they all belonged to the same person. Delving further into this troubling story will reveal another eerie similarity between these accounts besides the boots. All of these accounts had an odd fixation on child predators. Stephanie also claimed at one point that she learned defensive fighting so she could tackle child predators. And Truthsticks11 made numerous call-out posts about accounts she believed were run by adults to prey on minors. Apart from these call-out posts, the mother also started posting more and more pictures of her alleged son. The boy appeared normal in the first few posts, but then the pictures turned very bizarre, surreal, and completely unauthentic. The poster would also add descriptions and captions on the heavily edited photos that did not make any sense. All of the photos of the boy now contained oversized smiling lips, blonde hair, and a white face. Some of these photos looked like a scene straight out of a psycho thriller movie. Soon the posts turned as if they were being posted by the boy himself. The nature of the posts was still mysterious, with each one of them claiming how much the boy liked school and studying. At one point, he even posted a video of himself singing what we believe was an extremely spooky song. As time passed, the posts from the boy became even more concerning. How these posts escaped public scrutiny for so long is beyond us. But it's evident just by looking at these photos that this account couldn't belong to any sane mother or her child. The photos the poster used were either AI generated or taken from Google and photoshopped. When people went through another account mentioned in the Reddit post, they found similarly off-putting and distasteful content. The account named girl.chloe.12 also had numerous AI-generated, heavily edited photos of a 13-year-old girl. Interestingly, this account also likes to post frequent warnings about the predatory behavior of adults. Like Stephanie and Truthsticks11, this girl also had an unusual fixation on miniature, high-heeled boots. This obsession wasn't subtle, it was glaringly obvious. The boots were the focal point of numerous posts, ranging from overly stylized images to detailed discussions. Something was definitely off with these accounts. They all had similar content. The user was obsessed with high-heeled boots, and there were frequent warnings about child predators. When people started to investigate more, they found not one or two, but numerous accounts containing questionable content and resembling the originally surfaced handles. It was evident that someone was making all these accounts, generating fake personas, and posting AI-generated, as well as real images of children. Besides Stephanie, Chloe, and Truthsticks11, there were also Instagram accounts in the name of Joan Teng, who was a 12 to 14-year-old fictional girl of Asian descent. One account named 12 Stockwell Joan 12 had a bio stating that a parent monitors it. Not only that, it was also mentioned that the account did not accept new followers because of Like all the other accounts we've mentioned, this Instagram handle also followed a running theme. The user posted delusional stories such as this one, issuing warnings about potential in the area. The account also frequently talked about high heels, mini boots, and school shoes. On the handle, people also found some AI-generated, poorly edited pictures of a young Asian girl whom Joan often introduced as her friend. Next, people found another similar account posting on behalf of a 3-year-old kid who supposedly attended a private school. These accounts, with a mix of AI-generated imagery, performative advocacy, and an overtly specific obsession with high-heeled boots, created an atmosphere of unease. Many people believed these accounts were a part of a larger, coordinated effort, with a purpose far darker than what was being portrayed on the surface. The repetitive themes and peculiar content attracted many suspicious eyes that asked a burning question: who is behind all of this? And the question leads us to an even more unsettling Instagram handle, Smartschoolboy9. Despite being equally disturbing, creepy, and unnerving, this account was different in nature than the others. Instead of using AI-generated images of a child, the poster used his own face to some extent. There were numerous posts on this handle showcasing a grown man dressed up horribly as a child and pretending to go to school. The videos he posted were equally disturbing, with various showing an aged man dressed up as a boy, holding a school bag, and speaking in an eerie, mechanical voice. This man also had a habit of oddly clicking his tongue for unknown reasons.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Potential. Yeah. Okay. Yes, and on the school bus.
There was this deeply perplexing video on this individual's account that caught many suspicious eyes. In this particular video, you can see this person sitting in an actual school classroom studying geography. Many people wondered how he got to an actual school. People were genuinely concerned at this point, contemplating the antics of this weird person and analyzing how dangerous he could be for children.
I'm here at school. Okay.
To add more to this mystery, Smartschoolboy9 also started uploading odd, completely unauthentic music to his Instagram and YouTube. While everyone was convinced this music was AI generated, there was this spooky air about these soundtracks that nobody could ignore.
Last night, the light was on. I thought those people had all gone home, but no, they stand around. Last night, the moon was there. The people ignore it everywhere. Don't shine at all. I can't even say why that's so. But I know you're telling the truth. I know. I can't even say why that's so. But I know it's true. Yes, I know.
1:30 in the morning, an explosion shook the neighborhood. 26th of June 97, but the building stood. Karen Point, Hotspur Street, Killington, rise to your feet. Applaud the former residents, surviving such incompetence. And the council was fined, and 2 companies were fined. Breached gas safety regulations, not qualified. Now that's a danger sign. Over 100 residents stood there in the street. Some were helped straight away, but the council dragged its feet. And the council was fined. And not everything is fine. They breached gas safety regulations, not qualified. Now that's a danger sign. Unqualified. And doesn't it make you cry? The Karen Point explosion. The Karen Point explosion. Never again. Never again. Thank you. All about gas safety. The council didn't tell me anything. I had to learn it that day at school. June 26, 1997, after the Karen Point explosion. They didn't tell my parents anything. They didn't know what to say. But now I'm gonna be an engineer. I'm gonna be in the know. I'm gonna know what I'm doing, what I'm installing, why I'm there. Now I know as an...
This chilling persona that this person had created online of a school-going boy was apparently called Myles. This name was mentioned in countless of the posts the individual posted. Another concerning thing about this account was that it frequently interacted with other fake accounts we mentioned above. Not only that, the account also followed and interacted with real children. In one particularly unsettling incident, someone in the comments confronted him, saying this account is pretty terrifying. Upon this, Smartschoolboy9 accused the commentator of being a child predator. If you go through the archives of his original Smartschoolboy9 account, you'll see many of the posts linked by other fake accounts we mentioned.
Whoops. Let's go.
Interestingly, the interaction does not stop there. These accounts would often comment on each other's posts, forming somewhat of a community of creepy school children. Read this interaction, for instance, between Stephanie Stansfield and Smartschoolboy9. Sometime later, people also discovered an account in the name of Myles. This account, just like all the other accounts, was completely unnerving and off-putting. Disturbingly, this account also followed various real children. Remember when we introduced you to Stephanie, the AI-generated 13-year-old girl with a peculiar love for mini robots and music? Well, things took an unsettling turn when this fictional character also seemed to come to life. The same creepy individual who portrayed the schoolboy persona of Myles eventually began impersonating Stephanie. The only noticeable differences between the two personas were a blonde wig and a pencil skirt. Yet the same unnerving vibe persisted. All of this information is very hard to digest. It's beyond anyone's understanding why someone would willingly dress up as a school kid and even go out in public like this. There was definitely something fishy here. This individual was either mentally ill or doing these things deliberately to get in close proximity with children. Looking at these suspicious accounts, people were curious to dig out the truth and get to the bottom of things. What started as a single Reddit post soon turned into an active investigation on different communities, including Discord, Reddit, and Instagram. A subreddit was made in the name of Smartschoolboy9 with the purpose of discussing and exposing this individual. Soon, when people started digging, they found numerous accounts similar to the originally surfaced ones, containing questionable content and pictures of young individuals. There were more than 10 discovered accounts that were linked back to this creepy individual, and the troubling thing is there could be more we don't know about. Many people on these forums argued that this individual may not be harmful or dangerous, as no reports of any misconduct by him ever surfaced. But again, the questionable nature of the content on his accounts was enough to seal the fact that this person was indeed a sexual predator. Initially, everyone believed that this person used AI-generated images of children on his accounts. But a post on the subreddit emerged claiming that the pictures on the Joanne Ting account were in fact of a real person. Her name was Camille, and the pictures were reportedly from her teenage years. The primary purpose of the subreddit and other forums set against this individual was to unmask his identity. There were many questions bugging people at this point. Who was this individual? Where did he come from? Why was he dressing up as a school child? While these online forums did not get answers to all the questions, they did manage to unmask the identity of this individual. It was a general consensus that this sick person exploiting images of children and pretending to be a kid was called David. There's some confusion about his last name, but his first name is most probably David. We'll go through a series of evidence backing this claim and discuss their authenticity. Here's a newspaper clipping that emerged a while ago. The article in this clipping is titled, "School Uniforms Are a Path to Discipline." In this article, the author argues that despite popular belief, he thinks school uniforms are reliable, cool, and classy. The author also states that he is 13 years old. And guess what the name of the author is? David Alter. A post also surfaced on the Doncaster community group where someone was trying to reconnect with an individual named David Alter or Stansfield. The name Stansfield rings a bell because David has named one of his online personas Stephanie Stansfield. During the investigation against David, an individual reached out to an internet user named DJ Eric Zan. The user claimed he had seen David various times roaming the streets of his hometown dressed in school uniforms and confirmed that his name was indeed David Walter Alter. Here's another report on David's sighting. This poster also claimed that he had seen David loitering the streets of Doncaster dressed as a schoolboy, and again confirmed that his name was David Walter Alter, as he remembered. We don't know if it is of significant importance, but here's a receipt of the filter appointment in the name of David Alter. Looking at all the fake accounts, it's evident that whoever is running these handles deeply likes poetry and music. Interestingly, someone named Stephanie Stansfield once sent poetry to Doncaster Society News, and they published it in their paper. What is bizarre about this poetry is the fact that the girl Stephanie claims during the lines that her half-brother's name is David. It's all too much of a coincidence. These pieces of evidence indicate that this individual's name may be David Alter. Moreover, all of the Instagram accounts, including Stephanie's and Myles's, have mentioned a person named David subtly on countless occasions. Another intriguing theory is that this individual might also go by the name of David London. A Facebook account under this name was discovered, featuring a mix of detailed, random posts characterized by articulate grammar and a neat writing style. Adding to the mystery, people unearthed an Instagram account linked to the name David, dedicated exclusively to poetry and music. Around the same time, a series of handwritten poems began circulating online, attributed to none other than David London. What's truly mind-boggling is the uncanny resemblance between the handwriting on these poems and some of the handwritten posts seen on Stephanie's account. Everyone was now certain of the fact that this individual was called David. The next step was to discover David's whereabouts, so he could be reported to the authorities. People started digging online, and based on the pictures and videos David had posted of himself, they began speculating where he lived. Tracing David's whereabouts and his identity proved to be quite a challenge, as nobody socially knew David. Online communities on Reddit and other platforms were becoming frustrated and doing desperate things like visiting David's town in Doncaster and badgering locals to provide information. In a bizarre event, some children even went to Christchurch Road to throw bricks at a house where David once lived. Nobody knew his full name, so online searches were basically resulting in dead ends. In the meantime, people kept reporting him to the authorities, which led police departments in London to issue warnings against David, encouraging parents in the area to avoid him and educate their children about online safety. People also began interacting with David on his social media accounts and somehow alerted him about the ongoing drama. David himself confronted a few people regarding the allegations and posted weird, cryptic messages on his Instagram handles. Instead of immediately disappearing from the internet to save himself, David stuck around to give clarifications and even called out others as We found some screenshots where an individual can be seen convincing David to confess to his crimes. Instead of feeling guilty, David began calling the other person a pervert and a creep. Sometime later, David also posted this on his music and poetry account. Using his Stephanie Schooley account, David commented on one of his posts, saying that there was no grown man pretending to be a schoolboy or girl. According to him, some trolls were making bogus compilations to make the boy appear older. No matter how smooth David tried to sound, he must have realized that there was no point in denying the allegations and justifying himself. So to save himself from public scrutiny, David deleted 90% of his accounts before they could be archived properly. Unfortunately, this subreddit that was crowdsourcing information about David also got banned for violating community guidelines. Even the Express Tribune picked up the story, stating that Reddit has banned the Smartschoolboy9 page over harassment concerns. This is what the article said. According to Reddit, the ban was due to a violation of Reddit's content policy against harassing content. Even if well-intentioned, discussions on the subreddit may have devolved into targeted comments and actions. Max Williams, CEO of HeroBot app, emphasized the potential pitfalls of online investigations, noting, "While the intentions behind these efforts are often well-meaning, the consequences can be severe, both legally and ethically." After this subreddit, which was considered the primary source of information on David, was disbanded, tracking him became even more exhausting. However, before it splintered, the platform archived most of his social media content, which proved to be a turning point in this investigation. Since nobody seemed to personally know David and the stories circulating about his identity were mostly playground lore, his social media handles were the only authentic source of information. Kiwi Farms, a forum dedicated to discussions on lolcows and social media personalities, finally figured out where he lived and also got hold of his true identity. David's Facebook account, David London, contained numerous long and detailed posts on random situations. While all the posts on David's Instagram were far from reality, he seemed to speak some sense on his Facebook. There were little grammar mistakes in these posts. They were meticulously written and were also close to reality. In one particular Facebook post, David talked about his 2004 court trial, replacing his name in the story from David to Darren. The point of showing this screenshot is that David was obscurely honest on his Facebook account. When people started going through the archives of his Facebook posts, they found a comment where he talks about living in Karen Point in a top-floor apartment. This is what the comment said: "I lived at Karen Point, top floor, kitchen window faced in the direction of Ward Point. Living room and bedrooms faced Kennington Road, spring 1980 to autumn 1984. Very memorable." With this information in hand, it was easy for internet geniuses to figure out where he lived exactly in 1983. Not only that, some individuals on the Kiwi Farm thread even paid a visit to Lambeth Archives and confirmed that a person named David W. Stansfield lived in Karen Point in 1983. After this, people started digging more and unearthed information on his siblings, parents, early life, and education, all of which we've already discussed at the start of this video. Even after his true identity was exposed, some people were still confused about his persona. Many believed he did not exist, or speculated that he was a byproduct of some horror media project. Some even argued that David was a copycat impersonating the real Clown Monkey Man from the 90s. However, amidst all these speculations, a few very recent photos of David started circulating on the internet, showing him dressed up in school uniform and walking the streets. When people were digging for information on David, they also found his real mobile number. The voice on this contact number sounds pretty horrifying and further solidifies the fact that he does exist.
Hi, how are you? Now, if you need to, leave a nice message, but if it's a nasty message, you'll be reported. Bye.
Please leave your message after the tone.
While David deleted most of his social media accounts in haste, he constantly interacted with people on a few accounts he was still active on. And these interactions were downright scary and bizarre. Listen to this voice chat, for instance, between David and an unknown individual.
I don't know who you are, but you sound like a very dangerous female. You've confused yourself. I'm not the smart schoolboy. That's a real young boy, very young, maybe 9 or 10 years of age. So you shouldn't be messaging strangers. I haven't listened to all of your message because you're obviously quite unstable. Well, obviously you're a mentally unstable woman. You're not a teenage girl. I'm a very clever individual, and I've no doubt that you are maybe paid to do what you do, to harass people. So that person is guilty, and you're guilty for being a pedophile going along with another pedophile. Go away.
This pattern of projection has been a consistent theme with David. He frequently accuses others of engaging in the very behaviors he's been suspected of, such as impersonating young children and communicating inappropriately with minors. This tactic not only deflects attention but also muddies the waters, making it harder to discern the truth. Several people reached out to him via his David London Facebook account, hoping to get clarity on the situation. However, his responses were anything but straightforward. Many of his replies were laced with delusional claims that raised even more questions. At one point, he bizarrely insisted that Smartschoolboy9 is a real boy who exists in a different reality or some higher version. What this means, no one can say, but it left many convinced he was weaving a fantasy to cover his tracks. In another instance, David got into an argument with someone online, emphatically denying any connection to the Smartschoolboy9 account. Instead, he claimed he was somehow working with the police. Here is another screenshot where David can be seen arguing with an individual, pressing the fact that Truthsticks11 was an authentic account. In another voice chat with an individual, David is speaking in his normal adult voice, again falsely claiming that he works with the police.
Me and my colleagues, we do genuinely work with the police at detective level. So we're going to ask you very nicely to not persist. Thank you very much. Do not inquire about schoolboys that you like, that are age 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. But certainly you are a grown man and should not be messaging strangers with that sort of chat. It's silly and people are very busy. Thank you. Good night.
If you've watched this video until now and absorbed all the facts, you might find yourself wondering, what are the authorities doing about this situation? David W. Stansfield certainly comes across as an unstable individual, one who's been accused of disturbing misconduct in the past. Even if his actions stem from genuine mental instability rather than intentional malice, it's clear that there should be proper oversight and intervention by the authorities. Creating fake accounts, impersonating children, and interacting with minors through fabricated personas are serious offenses that demand accountability regardless of intent. As of now, there is reportedly an ongoing investigation into David's activities, though it has yet to yield any tangible results. Meanwhile, the internet continues to piece together his bizarre story. A new Reddit page has emerged, dedicated to discussing David's behavior and uncovering more leads about his actions. However, the mystery remains unsolved. Is David truly mentally unwell? How many accounts does he operate? What motivates his unsettling habit of impersonating children? These are questions with no definitive answers. Questions that keep David W. Stanfield an enigmatic and unnerving figure in the shadowy corners of the internet. We want to hear from you. What's your take on this peculiar and unsettling internet persona? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We've tried our best to cover every angle of this story, but if there's anything we missed, don't hesitate to let us know. And as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the web's strangest mysteries.